Alright, so today's video is going to be a big one. With 11th edition around the corner, I've decided that it's finally time to refresh my orc scheme. Not tweak it, not adjust it, but a full rebuild from start to finish. Because let's be real, when a new edition drops, it's a perfect excuse to renew your army. So in this video, we're going to be doing 3 things. First off, I'll walk you through the new paint scheme I'm working on, step by step. Secondly, we're going to be taking a look at a few of the models that were revealed on the Armageddon stream the other day. I'll talk to you what I'm most excited about, what I can't wait to get my hands on, and what I can't wait to paint. And thirdly, I'm going to show you how I'm trying to piece it all together and to make one epic looking army. Right, these orcs have been sitting in that dangerous zone. You know the one. Started half done and quietly judging you from the other side of the shelf. So today we're going to fix that. And with 11th edition on the horizon, this is a perfect excuse to finally get these boys finished. And not just finished, properly elevated. And the entire backbone of this scheme, 6 layers of green. Yeah, 6. It might sound excessive, but every single stage is doing the job. This isn't about just paint and skin green. It's about building depth, contrast, and that punchy, almost exaggerated muscle definition that make orcs look brutal on a table. Now the keen-eyed viewers who out there will notice that these already got a previous green on them, but we're not working with that. We're taking control of this scheme straight away. We're going to go straight in with Midnight Olive as our base foundation. Thin this down properly, take your time. This layer needs to be smooth and consistent. No chalkiness, no patchiness. This is what everything else is going to sit on, so if this step is rushed, the whole scheme suffers. Once that's all locked in, we move on to our first real step of definition. We're mixing Emerald Forest and Midnight Olive, roughly a 50-50 blend here. This is where the muscle structure starts to come alive. You want to apply this to all the raised muscle areas, but, and this is key, leave a tight, controlled line of that darker base coat in the recesses. That separation is what's going to really sell the anatomy later on. Use multiple thin coats here. Don't try and force the coverage in one go, because you will lose that control. Next, we step it up with Leafy Green. Now we're tightening things even further. Focus this layer more centrally on each muscle group, deliberately staying inside the previous layer. This is where you start building that gradient dark in the recesses and gradually building brighter towards the centre of each muscle. At this stage, you should already see the model starting to feel more three-dimensional. Now we push the brightness with Rainforest. This goes into the areas that would naturally catch the most light. Tops of the biceps, shoulders, upper chest and top of the hands. Think about your light source here, even if it's subtle. Consistency is what makes it look intentional rather than messy. Keep your paint thin and placement deliberate. Now for my favourite part, the highlights. This is where the scheme's going to really come to life. We're going in with Vivid Vault. Use the side of your brush where possible to start picking out the very tops of the muscles, the shoulders, knuckles, eyebrows, and any sharp raised veins. These lines should look fine, controlled, and intentional. This is what gives the orcs that slightly exaggerated, almost comic book look, which works perfectly for the faction. And now finally, the step that ties everything together. We're using Afterglow for the absolute brightest highlights. This is your sparing, high impact colour. Hit only the most extreme points, the very tops of the shoulders, the sharpest points on the knuckles, the tips of the ears, the nose, the eyebrows. Less is more. If you overdo this stage, you'll flatten all the contrast you've just gradually built up. Now, one thing that really takes us to the next level, and something that a lot of people skip, is going back in and refining. If any transitions look too harsh, glaze it back with your midtones. If your shadows aren't deep enough, reintroduce a touch of that midnight olive into the recesses. This push and pull between the light and shadow is what separates a decent paint job from one that actually stands out on camera and on the tabletop. And just like that, you've got orc skin that isn't just green, it's layered, it's punchy, and it's doing all the heavy lifting for the model. Perfect timing for 11th edition, and honestly, these are going to stand out massively once the full army is done. If you have been sitting on half-finished projects like this, then now is your time to go back and do them properly. And if you want to see how this scheme carries across for the rest of the army, and how it stacks up against the new releases, make sure you like and subscribe. Right, now it's time to go through my favourite models and the Armageddon release. First up, we have Banner Knob, and I cannot wait to get my hands on that banner. It looks truly epic. Don't know whether to go freehand on that or if it's a full sculpt. I'm sure we'll find out. Next up, centerpiece time. The Big Mech Dakar rig. This is just pure orc engineering chaos. From a painting standpoint, this one's going to be epic. Plenty of rust, oil streaking, heat staining, and, of course, plenty of battle damage. Weird boy. This one has got to be one of my favourites. And he literally looks like a weird boy. He looks unstable, like he's about to explode at any minute. And I can't wait to get a high contrast scheme down on this model. Definitely not going to play safe with this one. Now we've got the War Track. This one is pure nostalgia, but done properly. It's fast, it's scrappy, and it's got that proper old school orc feel, but with modern detail. With 2 orcs set up, perfect for a bit of storytelling. One's trying to drive and the other one's just being a nuisance on the back. It's got plenty of character. It's going to look class with a bit of dust on it and a nice bit of weathering on the tracks. Now onto the Space Marines. I'm probably going to stick with a Blood Angel style scheme on these. The Captain, nice solid model. Nice wide stance on this one. Shields up, sword ready. This is a proper hold the line model. I'm thinking of doing a nice high contrast scheme on the shield and maybe some non-metallic metal on the sword. Well, attempt to. Now one of my favourites on the Space Marine side. The old chap with a jump pack. A nice aggressive pose in this one. The skull helmet looks absolutely amazing. The smoke trail, absolutely epic. This one isn't just a character, it's a focal point. Now Vanguard veterans, again with jump packs. These finally feel right. Proper scale, nice dynamic poses, and they actually look like an elite unit now. Not just slightly fancier Space Marines. And then my last favourite model in the set, the Ancient. This one is one of those models that carries the whole army visually. Got a big banner, plenty of detail, and again, if you put the effort in, it's going to really elevate this piece. Overall review, I'm going to say this box is a win. From a hobby perspective, you've got big centerpiece models, plenty of character models in here, and loads of texture and detail. If you're into orcs, absolute no-brainer. If you're into Marines, there's some seriously clean sculpts. Now stop scrolling, start planning your scheme, because when this box drops, we're not leaving it grey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.